Hi friends, welcome to Life in Envelopes. I am Jennifer Bleecher. In today's video, we're going to do a budget check-in for the third week of February. And then after that, I'm going to do a Q&A. I am once again this week skipping my savings challenges and my sinking funds, those extra sinking funds that I save cash for. I'm skipping those because it was another low week in the Etsy shop. I'm thinking my busy season might be over for the year. It's about this time where the busy season starts to slow down. So what I usually do when my busy season slows down is I add back the mystery kits, and I start offering mystery kits for a few months during the busy season. So I think I'm going to start doing that again in March. So be looking out for it in March. I'll be sharing a mystery kit starting in March. But let's go ahead and jump in and check in on the budget for today. Okay, so let's start with the monthly spread. That's where I keep track of all of my expenses. So starting with debts, we had one debt payment this week to loan number 2, and that was for $142. Loan number 2 is a debt consolidation loan that we have, and I do pay it every week. That way I can pay a little bit extra throughout the year. On those months where we have an extra week, I make a little extra payment, and it just helps me pay off that loan faster. Okay, next up, our bills. We had several bills come out this week. First of all, the gas for our house came out, and it was $102. So that's a little bit above what I budgeted. So we'll take a closer look at that when we get to the budget worksheet in just a moment here. Netflix also came out, and that was $17. HBO came out, and that was $15. And then the water and electricity, that's a combined bill for us, and it came out and it was $406. Ooh, that was a lot of bills this week. Okay, moving on to food. We did have 2 grocery trips this week. First, Sam's Club for $109. And then we went over to Walmart and we spent another $96 there. Okay, we did not need gas this week, so there's no expense for that. We did not have any miscellaneous expenses, thank goodness. This has been a very heavy miscellaneous month, so it's nice and refreshing. There was no miscellaneous expenses this week. For spending, we did do our normal $55 for spending. And then for extra savings and extra sinking funds, we're not doing that this week because, again, I had another low week in the Etsy shop. Enough to make the payment that I need to pay my bills and cover everything, but not enough to do these extra things. Okay, looking at our budget. Okay, so water and electricity came out and it was $406. That is exactly what we budgeted. Gas for the house, we budgeted $74, but it actually was $102. And I'm predicting that's the last time we'll go over budget this season. The weather has been beautiful the last several days, and then going forward it's supposed to be beautiful. So I think we might be done with those higher gas prices that happened to us in the winter time. As far as Netflix go, it was exactly what we budgeted, which was $17, and the same thing for HBO. It was $15, which is exactly what we budgeted. Loan number 2 came out for $142. So we have covered all of our bills and debts so far this month. We just have one more payment next week to loan number 2, and then this category is done. Moving on to variable expenses. I do a weekly check-in in these categories, so let's go to that page and let's do that weekly check-in. Okay, starting with food. So as far as our monthly budget goes, we still have at the beginning of the week, we still had $343 left in that budget. Let's see how much we spent on food this week. We spent $96 and $109. So we spent $205 on food this week, $205. So $343 minus $205 means we have $138 left for this final week for groceries. So we'll have to be extra careful this week and only spend $138, which is plenty of money. I think we will be just fine. For gas, we did not get any gas this week, so that's $0. Which means we still have $42 left in our gas budget. For miscellaneous, we did not spend anything this week, thank goodness. So we still have $17 left there. For spending money, we did our normal $55, which means we have $55 left for next week. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and fill this in for next week. So for food, we're starting with $138. For gas, we're starting with $42. Miscellaneous is starting with $17, and spending money is starting with $55. Okay, let's go back to the worksheet. So I'm not going to do anything here. I do that at the very end of the month after we've finished everything. Also, with sinking funds, it's the same situation. I fill these in at the end of the month after everything else has been covered. These are the sinking funds that go to our savings account. These are the sinking funds that go to our cash envelopes, which I currently can't do because I don't have any extra money for that this week. And the same with savings. I don't have any extra money for savings. So that is it. Pretty quick budget check-in. Let's go ahead and head over to the Q&A time. Okay, friends, it's time to answer your questions. Remember, if you'd like to submit a question for me to read aloud next week, make sure you put question at the very beginning of your comment. That just lets me know that you're okay with me reading your question out loud. Also, I scroll through pretty quickly, so I just look for that word question as I'm scrolling. Okay. So this first question comes from Lisa Monet, 3880. Does your food budget include eating out / takeout? And does it also include David or just yourself and your children? I really enjoy your videos and look forward to the Q&A weekly. Okay, so 2 questions there. First of all, does it include eating out and takeout? Yes. But right now, we're not doing any eating out. We decided after Christmas to take a break from eating out. So all of our food budget is currently going to groceries. But otherwise, it would, when we do eat out, it would come out of our grocery budget or our spending money. Does our budget include David? Yes, it does. We both contribute to a food budget for the family, and then everyone in the family is welcome to eat whatever is in the house. Okay, this next question is from Without Limits Budgets. In advance, if you don't want to answer this, I understand because this may be a little bit more of a sensitive question. In the future, when your son is grown and you and David are no longer living together, what are your plans with your living arrangement? Do you have any dreams of where you want to live for your future and any future goals for work? I know that you and David are working together currently right now and pulling together all of your resources to make the household income work. But in the future, both of you will be going your separate ways and just solely living off of your own income, unless each of you end up with new partners. I was just wondering if you have a game plan that you will be working towards, and will Logan most likely possibly be living with you since he does have healthcare needs and concerns? Future for yourself. Okay, that's a big question, and I have no problem talking about it. Let's talk about it. So first of all, my dream, well, one of my dreams, my biggest dream. I mean, I have several like possibilities, but the one like it kind of is like in the back of my mind, here's my dream, this is what I want to do, is I would love to move to the really small town where my parents live up in Michigan. It's called Ludington, Michigan. It's on Lake Michigan. It's gorgeous. That's where we go every year for vacation. I love it there. It's just a beautiful place, and I would love to live there year round, and I would love to be close to my parents. So I would like to move to Michigan. But on the other hand, I also really love the city where I'm currently living. I live in Ames, Iowa, and it's just a really nice college town, and I like that as well. As far as David goes, I have no idea. He wants to eventually have another partner, probably. I don't know if he wants to get married again, but he wants to have another partner, live with somebody else, and move on eventually. I don't want that. I just want to be alone. I don't want to ever be married again. And as far as Logan goes, of course, he'll just have the option to, he will always be welcome in my house. If he wants to continue to live with me as an adult because of his special needs, I'm more than happy to do that. If he wants to try and get his own place and make his own way in the world, I'm happy to support him in that way as well. Whatever I can do to support Logan and whatever he decides. I don't know, but I'm sure that David would offer the same thing to him. You know, David's originally from Los Angeles, so I think that he thinks about going back to Los Angeles. So, you know, we just don't know exactly where we're going to end up in the future. But yes, there will come a point in time where we will be selling this house. We will be going our separate ways. I don't know if that's going to be when Logan turns 18 or before that, and I don't know where Logan's going to end up, but Logan will always be welcome in my home. And as far as work goes, I plan on continuing to do what I'm doing now until I like retire. That's the goal. I'm semi-retired right now. I'm retired for my 20 years of teaching, but I'm not receiving retirement benefits from them. I think I can start receiving that when I turn 55. But if I hold out, like the longer I hold out, the better the benefits will be. So yeah, that's the plan. It's just to move my business with me wherever I go. That's so fun to talk about. Thank you for asking that question. Okay, this next question is from Jessica. Okay, so sorry if I say your last name wrong, but I believe it's Jessica Lartigue, 3104. How do you decide on what to teach when homeschooling, and what program do you follow for this? I'm just curious how it works in America. Thank you for all the helpful advice and post on your channel. Have a lovely week and God bless you. Okay, so there's not one standard for across America. Every state has their own rules and regulations, and my state in particular is very liberal when it comes to, very open when it comes to homeschooling. As a parent, I have a lot of rights and I get to make a lot of decisions in that realm. I'm not told at all what to teach. There's no standards that I personally have to meet. We have state standards, but I'm not required to meet those with him. I'm not required to teach any specific subjects. And at least at this point, it might change once he gets to high school. He's still in middle school. I think it does change when he gets to high school. I think there's certain like science requirements and math requirements that he has to accomplish. But even now at this point in middle school age, he doesn't have to take any standardized testing. So all of that being said, what I do is I just use my 20 years of teaching experience to develop a plan for him. And I try to find topics that he's interested in, and then I build my curriculum around that. I want to do math, reading, writing, history, science. Those are the main subjects I want to hit, but I kind of incorporate all of it into units that we do. I do get resources from Amazon and other places as well, other websites. So I think maybe what I should do is just make a video where I share like what we're currently doing for curriculum. I would love to talk about that, but it's like a whole topic on its own. So I pull from a variety of resources, and I will try at some point in the future to make a video where I share my resources with you guys, just in case you're curious. Okay, this next question is from Patty's Purse. Is out of the habit, do you say we, or are your expenses really a we, meaning a CC payment for food or gas as we? Oh yeah, I say we all the time. So let me think about this. Okay, so thinking about my budget, if I say we when I'm referring to gas, that's not accurate because I'm the only one who gets gas. David doesn't drive, he doesn't get gas, but so that's just out of habit. But usually like food budget wise, it's we. Like Sam's Club, when you see Sam's Club in my budget, I say we went to Sam's Club and spent this amount of money. I'm talking about David and I, because David and I go to Sam's Club together once a week. And then if I go anywhere else like Walmart or Fairway, and I say we, I'm referring to Logan and I, because then Logan and I go to those stores to pick up the other stuff that we need. So sometimes when I say we, it's just out of habit, and sometimes there really is a we there happening. Okay, my camera is about to die, so I'm gonna log off here. I think I got all the questions. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you again next time. Bye, everyone.
Yeah, sunny days, no clouds in the sky, about to get away. Feels like it's been a freaking decade. Sorry, don't call me, cause I'm gonna be on break. Sunny day, make way. All the stress and doubt, yeah, not today. Feels like it's been a freaking decade. Sorry, don't call me, cause I'm gonna be on break. Got the Tropicana, fresh cut sushi on a platter. Brandy, honey, it don't matter, shots till I drop. Gonna be 24/7, golden hour like a boss. And they say, yo, guess you got a 2 o'clock appointment for a champagne shot, whoa, yeah. I'm busy trying to take it higher, got no time for never, only spending cheddar. Wish I could do this forever. Chilling with the hottest company, they all wanna welcome me to their private penthouse suite. Yeah, now I got the key. Rooftop pool, got a heli on speed. Ocean view from the highest peak. Please don't go away. Yeah.